historically, this has gone well. When Juan Toscano-Anderson joins the station, he's phenomenal.
He's awesome.
And so we should do this right away without further delay, because he's kind enough to join us on a day where all of our hearts go out to the entire Attles family, the entire Golden State Warriors family. Joining us on the River Islands guest line is none other than Juan Toscano-Anderson. Hey, Juan, thanks for coming on. How you doing, man?
Well, first, I appreciate you guys having me, and I appreciate those kind words, to introduce me. Thank you. That was pretty dope. I'm doing well, man.
No, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. We love talking to you. And honestly, when I heard of Al's passing this morning, and once you get past the whole, your own sort of personal thoughts about it, you were one of the first names that I thought of. I'm like, boy, I'd love to talk to Juan. And maybe I just, like you do it. Can you reshare with our audience why you and the Attles family, mean so much to one another, and how you're connected?
Yes, of course. So Mr. Attles' wife, she was my third grade teacher, Mrs. Attles. And she put me into Warriors camp. She saw just a ton of potential in me. At the time I was going through a rough time in my life, my family and I, and I don't know, she just saw something in me that, she went ahead and put me into Warrior camp, and that just changed the whole trajectory of my life. I mean, I found love in a game that I wasn't really, introduced to. And this game has gone to change my life and, the lives of my family and the people close to me as well. So I'm forever indebted to them, and they're really special people to me. That family's an amazing family.
Did you know at the time exactly the power of the Attles family and Mrs. Attles? I know you were a third grader living in East Oakland, and I think you were going to Montclair Elementary, if memory serves correctly. Did you know at the time the level of a break that you were getting?
Not at all. I didn't look at it that way. I don't think any kid looks at it that way. It was something new to me, going to a warrior camp, an organized camp, a high-level camp, something different than what I was used to growing up in East Oakland. So, no, I didn't even think of it that way. I didn't even think that basketball would, be my vessel to navigate life, So it just brought positivity into my life. And I think that, that's huge. As humans, we're always, at least for myself, if I can change the lives of other people or just one person in my lifetime, then I've done my duty. And, that family, I'm sure there's numerous people's lives they've changed, but, that family changed my life. And, I can also change. I've been in a position to change other people's lives, doing, my foundation work and, just so many other things. And so their magnitude has just exponentially grown so much just with me alone. Like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only person that, they've had such a major impact on their life.
Juan, I'm always mindful in times like these where somebody who had such a profound effect on an organization we love has left such a legacy in this city. We also have tons of listeners who really don't know Al Attles and really don't know the imprint that he had. So what was your direct experience with him, and how would you describe his legacy?
It's an unreal legacy. I mean, he's worked at the pinnacle in this, in this business in so many different, facets, as a coach, a GM, a player, Hall of Famer. I mean, in my eyes as a hooper, and somebody who, I pour my life into this game and I respect and love this game so much. I mean, it's unreal. It's amazing. It's something to strive for. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever want to go into coaching or, be a GM. It's a lot of work and a lot of stress, but I mean, those are top level jobs. It's amazing basketball mind, and just from a basketball standpoint, right? But just even from a humanity standpoint, like I said, just being, Mr. Attles being a teacher in Oakland Unified School District, what they've done off the floor is just incredible, man. There aren't words to really describe it. At least for me, I think, I have more of a sentimental attachment to that family. I'm just, like I said, I can't say it enough. Like, I'm forever thankful to them. So go ahead.
No, go ahead, Juan. I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean, just the emotional connection that you feel to the Attles family.
Yeah, no, I'm just thankful to them, man. I've been a huge fan of his, from a basketball standpoint. Like I said, everything he's done, every time I see him, he'd always ask me, "Can you still dunk it? Can you still dunk it?" And I just love that, because that's one of the things people remember me, for, on the Warriors when I had that huge dunk against JaVale McGee. And like, I'm a huge Warriors fan. I've been a Warriors fan my whole life, so I know what those type of moments, like, they mean to the real fans. Like, I still remember when, BD dunked on Andre Karolinko. I'm going to forever remember that moment. And I've watched thousands of basketball games. I've seen, amazing highlights, but I'm always going to remember when Baron Davis dunked on Andre Karolinko, So those just little moments, they light up my day, especially coming from somebody like himself. Like I said, he's in the upper echelon when it comes to this, this fraternity.
Do you remember where you were for that Baron on Karolinko moment? You had to be like about, 14 or 15 when that happened?
Yeah, something about that, somewhere around that age. I was sitting in my mom's room. I think at the time we had one TV in the house, and it was in my mom's room. And we all crowd, that's where we watched the playoff games. I was in my mom's room watching it.
What's
awesome.
Your go-to when moments like that happen? Like, did you run out of the room? Did you just yell? Like, I'm a runner when moments like that happen. I start running around the house.
You know what? I probably used to do that when I was a kid, but I really love all the facets of this game, right? I love the crowd reaction. I love the teammates' reaction. I love the after moments, and I think when you run out of the room, you kind of run away from the game and you miss, like, people's reactions. And I love to see that type of stuff. So I sit there and I'm just like, damn, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. So I really watch it thoroughly, through all the moments.
So you grow up in the East, the deep East, 95th, and you go to Castro Valley, and obviously as a grammar school kid, you get mentored by Al's wife. What was it like when you signed with the Warriors and you get to see Mr. Attles and you were basically coworkers?
I don't even know how to really explain it, because, it was just like, it was a reminder every day of like where my life was at the time, and then like where my life was in the moment, when I would see him in the building. And like, everybody has their thing, right? Some people love basketball. Some people, they want to be a high level chef, or, I don't know, the next president or whatever. But for me, like, that was a dream come true, from a basketball standpoint. So it was a daily reminder that, I was truly living out my dream, and I'm sure people from the Warriors organization, they tell you, like, I was in there every day, like, oh my God, this is incredible. It never got old to me, And so seeing him was just a daily reminder of like where this whole dream, like where the seed was planted, from like really the very, very moments of it.
Juan Toscano-Anderson is our guest right here on Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game. Juan, while we have you and while we're talking about great moments, where were you and how did you take in the gold medal game in the Olympics?
I was in Cabo with my family, and I was watching the game, and that was one of the best games I had ever seen in my life. Just, those moments, like, people are going to remember those moments forever. Steph on the world stage, Steph and Brian playing together on the world stage, representing the USA, playing for gold against a really good offensive team. It was incredible. Steph is... And it's funny to me because, all the people, like, I've had the opportunity to be on, multiple teams in the NBA now. And you get to see different perspectives, right? You get to see I was Steph's teammate, and then I was not Steph's teammate. And so I like I said before, when, you asked me if I run out of the room, like, I really watched the reactions of everybody on the bench and how people, like, really are receptive to, like, Steph's energy and who he is as a basketball player. And it's incredible to see that the greatest guys in the world that are playing basketball are like little kids when they're watching this guy. This guy is truly incredible. I don't think everybody has a true grasp on like what we're watching right now, but we're truly watching one of the greatest players to ever play this game in a super methodical and skilled way. Like, he's incredible. He's not 6'9". He's not super athletic. Like, this guy is extremely skilled, and I just think it's incredible to watch. And like I said, from a basketball standpoint, like, I feel lucky, living. I'm sure people feel the same way about guys like Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson. Like, I really get to watch Steph Curry up close, I get to watch every single game. I don't have to watch it on NBA Hardwood Classics or go back to YouTube and watch highlights. Like, I get to watch him through his highs and lows. And maybe I just feel that way because I grew up watching him, and he's played for my favorite team, ever since he's came into the league. Maybe I'm a little biased. Maybe I'm a little favored towards him. But, I mean, it's just cool to just see everybody else just appreciate him the way that his teammates do,
Yeah, and you played for your favorite team. And I'm a big fan of the Trevor Noah podcast, What Now with Trevor Noah. So I have to ask you, Juan, what now for Juan Toscano-Anderson?
Well, I'm still trying to, keep the league dream alive. We'll see what happens. Not really sure where I'm going to play next year. I have a couple options, but trying to get back in the league, man. It's the best league in the world. And, I'm just blessed to be able to, play the game that I love for a job. And I'm on the back end of my career, right? Like, I'm not 21 anymore, 31. So I'm just really just trying to enjoy the rest of the years that I have planned, because I also don't want to play forever. There are other things that I want to do in my life. I have other dreams, too, being a businessman and so forth. And so, yeah, man, don't know exactly. I'm still in the dark like you are.
Juan, I was right. It's always good when you come on. I got to say, yep. Thank you so much, man. It's always great to hear your voice.
I appreciate you guys for having me. And, the last thing I just want to send my condolences to the Attles family, especially Mrs. Attles. I really love her, as if she was my own, blood. That lady really, truly changed my life. So, just want to send my condolences to, anybody else who's affected by, the passing of Mr. Attles. Beautifully said, man. Beautifully said. Thank
JTA.
you. Thank you so much for the time.
I appreciate you guys, man. You guys have a good one.
Okay, you too.
Juan.
All right, there he goes. JTA on 95.7 The Game.